What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Herman's Outdoors. In today's crabbing tips video, I'm going to share with you guys how to properly flush your outboard engine after a day of crabbing. Flushing your engine after crabbing in saltwater is critical for a couple reasons. Firstly, you don't want that saltwater to corrode the parts inside your engine. You want to make sure you get all of that sea salt flushed out of there. And for someone like me who loves to go fishing on the lake and then go out crabbing in the bay or out in the ocean, it is critical that you flush your engine. So as a part of the cleanup process after a day of crabbing, you gotta flush your engine. Now there's two critical elements and things that you need. First is a hose, and the second are these earmuffs for the outboard intake area on your engine. Now I've got a 50 horsepower Mercury here, and I'm going to show you guys how to properly install the earmuffs first, because that's step number one. So in terms of step number one, I got the earmuffs here. I got my intake on the outboard right here. So I'm gonna properly fit my earmuffs right over the holes right there, nice and snug to make sure it's properly covered, the suction's right there, and it's perfectly aligned. So I've got my hose hooked up to the faucet. I'm gonna hook this up to the knob on the side of the earmuffs here. I wanna make sure this is nice and snug and tight. You don't want this loose because then the water's gonna spray out everywhere. So I'm gonna put this right on here, be it nice and snug. All right, perfect. So for the next two steps are critical that you do them in this order. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you're in neutral, because if your gear shift is still in forward or reverse, this is not going to work. You need to make sure that you're in neutral. Now the first thing you want to do next is to turn the valve on the water about halfway. You don't want it to be short and just do a little turn, or you don't want it full blast. You want to make sure we're right in the middle, but you're still getting a good flow of water. Then turn the key on and turn the boat on. And what you're going to be looking for is the water shooting out the back, making sure that the flow is happening consistently. If there's something wrong with the flow, shut everything down, check to make sure everything is secured properly, and try again. First thing we're gonna do is turn on the water about halfway. That's pretty good. Looking for is water coming out just like that. And that makes sure that we're good to go. The next thing we're gonna do is turn on the boat, and we're gonna look for the water shooting right out the back, right up here. So I'm gonna turn it on. We got water shooting out the back. We got water coming out the front. It means that it's working when the water's shooting out of the back. We're gonna give it 5 minutes for a full flush. No less, 5 minutes at the minimum. Okay, so we've hit the 5 minutes, we've flushed the engine completely. So the first thing that we're gonna do is to shut off the engine, and then we'll shut off the water. You wanna do it in that order specifically because you want to make sure that you don't wreck the engine. So I'm going to turn off the engine first. Water's still going to flow. Now we're going to turn the water off. We've got the water off. We're just going to let the water keep cycling through the engine, the last part of it. Slip and slide there. All right, we're letting the water just kind of flush out of the engine, and that's it. You can take the earmuffs off and you're good to go. And that's how you flush your outboard engine after a day of crabbing. And again, this is critical to make sure that that salt water does not corrode the inside of the engine. So thank you guys for watching the latest crab tips episode. Smash the thumbs up on that video. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing if you love crabbing and other crabbing tips. And don't forget, and as always, you guys, the outdoors is a gift. Flush your engine with others.